Your Excellency, my friend राष्ट्रपति पुतिन, दोनों देशों के डेलीगेट्स, मीडिया के साथियों, नमस्कार, दोबरे दिन। आज भारत और रूस के 23वें शिखर सम्मेलन में राष्ट्रपति पुतिन का स्वागत करते हुए मुझे बहुत खुशी हो रही है। उनकी यात्रा ऐसे समय हो रही है जब हमारे द्विपक्षीय संबंध कई ऐतिहासिक माइलस्टोन के दौर से गुजर रहे हैं। ठीक 25 वर्ष पहले राष्ट्रपति पुतिन ने हमारी स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप की नींव रखी थी। 15 वर्ष पहले 2010 में हमारी साझेदारी को स्पेशल एंड प्रिविलेज स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप का दर्जा मिला। पिछले 2.5 दशक से उन्होंने अपने नेतृत्व और दूरदृष्टि से इन संबंधों को निरंतर सींचा है।
All right, folks, buckle up, because New Delhi just became the ultimate geopolitical stage, where two of the most watched leaders walked in like they were rewriting the global script. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Russian President Vladimir Putin didn't just shake hands. They practically launched a diplomatic fireworks show at Hyderabad House. This wasn't your usual formality-laced snooze fest. This was a full-power, multi-layered, high-stakes global update that felt like watching history hit the fast-forward button. And today we're breaking down the 10 biggest takeaways from this mega press briefing, each one bigger, louder, and more consequential than the last. So keep your eyes peeled and your caffeine strong, because this story, it's just getting started. The Modi-Putin press briefing kicked off like someone emptied an entire diplomatic filing cabinet on the table. Right out of the gate, India and Russia unveiled a wave of agreements covering everything from migration cooperation to temporary labor arrangements, mapping out how citizens from each country can work, move, and interact more efficiently. And trust me, this wasn't some symbolic nod. This was a very real, very strategic tightening of ties that reinforces how both nations see long-term collaboration. With global labor markets shifting faster than a trending TikTok sound, the two leaders made it clear they're building systems designed to withstand the world's unpredictable curveballs. And just when you thought they were done, they said, not yet. And if that diplomatic avalanche didn't rattle your news radar, wait till you hear what they cooked up next for the high seas. Next up, India and Russia announced a fresh batch of MOUs that sound like they were pulled straight from a high-budget exploration film. We're talking about training Indian specialists to operate ships in polar waters. Yes, the icy, unforgiving Arctic playground where only the bold dare to explore. This move signals how serious India is about expanding its maritime presence into regions that'll determine future trade dominance. It's not just about cold weather bravery. It's about mastering routes that cut shipping time, energy, and cost. Russia, of course, is the Arctic's longtime landlord, so the partnership feels like a masterclass in smart alliances. But hey, global strategy isn't all ice and waves. Sometimes it's fertilizer that stirs the biggest impact. Just when you thought this summit couldn't get more diverse, India and Russia said, let's talk soil. Uralchem, one of Russia's heavyweight fertilizer companies, signed a major MOU with Indian state-run enterprises. Sound simple? It's actually massive. With global supply chains constantly dancing on hot coals, securing reliable fertilizer access is the kind of move that keeps crops growing, food prices stable, and farmers smiling. This isn't just about agriculture. It's about national stability, long-term planning, and making sure future disruptions don't hit India's food backbone. The message was crystal clear. India is insulating itself from global shocks, and Russia is positioning itself as a trusted contributor.
Уважаемый господин
Distinguished Prime Minister, dear friend, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to sincerely thank the President of the Republic of India, Draupadi Murmu, you personally, distinguished Prime Minister, and all our Indian colleagues for the warm and hospitable welcome accorded to the Russian delegation. The negotiations that we've just had with the Indian colleagues, and as well as our talk yesterday with distinguished Mr. Modi in the form of tete-a-tete at his residence. The dinner was great. I would like to thank you for this sign of attention. These talks were very useful. They were held in a constructive and a friendly atmosphere, in the spirit of the special and privileged partnership between Russia and India. I would like to point out that we and Prime Minister Modi have established a close working dialogue. In September this year, we met during the SEO summit in Tianjin. We are regularly having telephone calls. We are personally overseeing some aspects of the development of Russian-Indian cooperation, all the strategic avenues, and also we are monitoring the course of the implementation of key bilateral projects. And today, with the participation of our delegations, we have meticulously and substantively reviewed the whole range of relevant questions of the Russian-Indian multifaceted interaction. We exchanged our opinions on the relevant global and regional subjects.
But who said paperwork was done? Because the next chapter takes us into customs, delivery lanes, and the world of lightning-fast logistics. In the fourth blockbuster reveal, India and Russia signed agreements to streamline customs processes and even revamp postal cooperation. This means less red tape, quicker movement of goods, faster pre-arrival information sharing, and, let's be honest, way fewer headaches for businesses trying to move products across borders. The customs protocol alone is a game changer, cutting time, confusion, and cost. Pair that with enhanced postal collaboration, and you're staring at smoother trade on multiple fronts. Think of it as switching from dial-up to high-speed internet for cross-border commerce. It's strategic, it's efficient, and it's a strong nod to digital modernization. But hold tight, because now we shift from paperwork to something much bigger, a roadmap straight into the future. One of the summit's biggest moments was the announcement that India and Russia have adopted a comprehensive joint statement outlining their long-term cooperation plan up until 2030. This isn't just a piece of paper. It's a strategic GPS loaded with priorities across security, technology, defense, economics, and cultural exchange. When two global heavyweights put their heads together and chart out the next 7 years of engagement, it signals stability and commitment in a world that's anything but predictable. The blueprint addresses energy diversification, tech innovation, joint infrastructure, and a push to strengthen economic resiliency. It's long-term, it's ambitious, and it's very much a statement of, we're in this together. But words are one thing. Numbers, though, numbers make headlines. And Putin's next reveal did just that. Putin pulled out the economic receipts and confirmed that India-Russia trade has skyrocketed to around $64 billion, with projections to hit $100 billion soon. That's not a casual milestone. That's a tectonic shift in global economics. Even bigger, an eye-popping 96% of Russia-India trade is now conducted using national currencies. No dollar dependency, no third-party friction, just direct rupee-ruble action. That shift alone rewrites the rules of international commerce and signals a major realignment of global financial systems. For businesses across both nations, this means more stability, more predictability, and fewer nightmare conversion headaches. But what fuels all this booming trade? Well, the next fact is glowing, literally. India and Russia doubled down on nuclear energy cooperation, highlighting major progress at the massive Kudankulam nuclear power plant. 2 reactors already running, 4 more on the way. But they didn't stop there. Talks included small modular reactors, floating nuclear plants, and expanded use of nuclear tech in medicine and agriculture. Clean, reliable energy is the name of the game, and Russia is positioning itself as India's long-term partner in powering a massive population and a fast-growing economy. This partnership is not just scientific, it's strategic, environmental, and geopolitical. But enough about power, let's talk about movement. Big movement, as in global trade route rewriting movement. Here's where the briefing turned into a global logistics thriller. India and Russia are accelerating work on the Northern Sea Route and the Chennai Vladivostok Eastern Maritime Corridor. These aren't just shipping lanes, they're future lifelines of global trade. The Northern Sea Route cuts travel time dramatically, bypasses choke points, and opens a strategic path through melting Arctic waters. Meanwhile, the Chennai Vladivostok Corridor will link India directly to Russia's Far East. Faster, cheaper, safer, and geopolitically powerful. If global trade routes were highways, this is the new express lane. But geopolitics isn't only steel and shipping, its hearts, culture, and connection. India and Russia didn't forget the people behind the partnership. They introduced 30-day tourist visas, expanded educational collaboration, strengthened youth exchanges, and even boosted cultural initiatives like the International Buddhist Forum. On top of that, Russia confirmed the launch of RT channel broadcasting inside India, giving Indian viewers direct access to Russian perspectives. These moves aren't just diplomatic, they're relationship builders. They craft familiarity, build trust, and turn political partnership into people-level collaboration. And now, brace yourself for the moment both sides showed how they align on the world stage. In the final segment of the briefing, both leaders emphasized their coordinated approach to global issues. From advocating multipolar world, to reinforcing the UN Charter, to strengthening cooperation in BRICS, SCO, and other major platforms, India and Russia presented a united, independent approach to global diplomacy. Putin praised India's upcoming BRICS presidency, and both leaders stressed dialogue, balance, and peaceful approaches to ongoing conflicts, including Ukraine. It was a clear message. Both nations want a world that's multipolar, equitable, and respectful of sovereign choices. So here's the takeaway, folks. While the world scrolls through headlines, India and Russia are busy rearranging the global chessboard with strategic agreements, major infrastructure moves, nuclear expansion, cultural links, and economic power plays that could reshape the next decade. If you want to stay ahead of these fast-moving geopolitical shifts, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment telling me which India-Russia move surprised you the most. Trust me, the story isn't cooling down anytime soon, and neither should your interest.